information screen we haven't reset, thankfully, since we fully charged in Boston to leave, and we're at 3,421 miles here driven, 1,048 kilowatt hours used. This gives us enough to go on to Arkansas instead of stopping again. Well, actually further past Arkansas to Little Rock instead of Hope, so we'll see that in a second. Arkansas, where we stopped on the way over, and there is a Electrify America station there obviously, but we're having charged up to very close to full in the last stop. We're looking good to go on to Little Rock. Could just charge to 50-55% and leave, and in the 2017, 2018, 2019 Bolts, that may be the way to do it. Because you will maximize that 55 kilowatts and then not have the step down rate applied so quick. But in this one, maybe it's quicker to just charge up to a high state of charge. 90% even may not be out of the question. It'll be a good comparison. Welcome to Little Rock, where we will visit another Walmart.
Plaza Drive.
Let's try this one. So some more numbers for posterity. Past the 500 mile mark for today. We've actually just coming into town got up to 3.5 miles per kilowatt hour, which is impressive for high speed stuff. Still getting a drag on technique. But this is the big screen. We're now at 2,700 plus miles, 840 kilowatt hours used almost, and almost all that driving and accessories. And now we plug in. So we have charger number 3. Increasingly familiar app. Little Rock, Arkansas, so we've come all the way from over here in Mount Pleasant, the better part of 200 miles, 190 something, to Little Rock, Arkansas. See how many of these, the unavailable ones, some are unavailable but the other one is ready, that's odd. But anyway, this is 03, which is this one. It's quick. No, we're not holding the cable anymore. I guess the 2020 and subsequent models after the 2017 and maybe some of the early 2018s had that problem with the charge port fixed so that it's not weighed down by the heavy cable and prevented a handshake. This seems to be starting up just fine when the equipment works okay. There we go. The telltale beep. Starting up very slowly, it's interesting. And there we go. Just figuring it out. Straight up to 50, as we've got used to seeing. And the car thinks it will take till 2:10 p.m. Next destination will probably be the middle of Tennessee, I would guess, but we'll go and have a rest break and figure that out afterwards. Another successful EA start. Okay, so this is the route we need now. Little Rock, Arkansas to Memphis, Tennessee is 164 miles. We've got 202 again. I took some time to grab a coffee and do some work, so that time has flown by again, and we're at 83%. So time to get out of here. You can stop it from the car in case anyone's never thought about doing that for some reason. We're at 0. We unplug. Quite a big one, this, and note it's not iced, although there are cars in this area, so good job, little Rockians. Onward. So we just passed Forest City, Arkansas. It was one of the ones we came to on the way over, where we, I think we bypassed Memphis, if I recall, and went to Forest City in Arkansas. And this time we're bypassing that one and going straight to Memphis. So this one I think is at a more of a kind of retail outlets, mall type of place. Now on 615 miles, kind of flip-flopping between 3.4 and 3.5 miles per kilowatt hour, depending on the prevailing speed and the side winds buffeting occasionally, but yeah, making good time, happy with the efficiency in general, and the 2020 Bolt EV is doing what it will say it will do, so you can't ask for more than that, except for maybe driving itself, but we are not there with GM yet. Okay, that will be it for now. We'll check in again in Memphis. Okay, so not optimal, but success on station 2. Station 4 errored out. Station 3 errored out. I didn't want to try station 1 because that is the CHAdeMO connector as well, so that would have been the last I tried. I don't want to tie up a CHAdeMO. But station 2 starts up, 50 kilowatts at 11%. And there's all kinds here. I have been looking for a Best Buy because I need to look at a GoPro mount. Bunch of random shops. There's a Target over there. Nice sky. It's getting a little rain here, but conditions have been pretty dry in general. And I'm going to go and use the facilities and see if I can scout out some equipment. So I keep finding Konas, but they've always got a tailpipe. You could have had such a better car. Okay, so doing the same again here, just trying to skip Jackson, Tennessee, where there's a Walmart and we could stop if we wanted, about 60-70 miles out, but just do a straight stint all the way through from Memphis to Nashville. And that's again high, 92% state of charge, but I went to get a coffee, looked around Best Buy, so that time flew by again, and we're ready to go. Okay, so I didn't get the pull in there because the camera conked out, but this is a Jaguar Land Rover dealership with a 25 kilowatt charger, semi-fast charger. Why here? Well, there are restaurants and all kinds of business nearby, and I figure if I'm going to be a bit longer, I may as well take advantage of this one. So I'll get plugged in and see how it starts up. So in terms of startup rate, common 20-21 kilowatts. We probably won't see much above that. That's fine if we go and eat something. There's an eyepiece right here. They've kept it really clear for the 3 spaces, 3 plugs. Everything makes a lot of sense. It's a really nice car. The back end is a bit kind of wide and frumpy. Everything else looks great on it. Would I switch? Of course I would. But for now, we're squeaking in here. What does it say? Looking around 12%. And all refreshed, so we'll unplug here and head off east of Nashville to, what's it called? Cookeville, I think. Cookeville, then Knoxville, then Wyethville. There's plenty of villes here. That's the proper way to do it, with a holster and a cable management, rather than the Chevy dealer way of hanging it off the equipment and hoping it doesn't smash on the floor. There it is. I like it from all angles except straight from the back, where it looks a bit bootylicious. Other than that, lovely looking car. Onward to Cookeville.
In 1,000 feet, turn right after Starbucks, on the right onto West Park Drive.
Only 85 miles now because Knoxville was a bit of a stretch for this
Use
one.
the left 2 lanes to turn left onto the ramp to I-65 North.
Bit weird because you have 2 on this side. There you go, and Walmart all the way in the back. We're on our way again. So this one is Bruggs Mills, and I think that is one of the first ones, along with Chicopee and the others. First 9 or 10 that went live, so bit of not really history. Next. miles so far, and it's definitely taken a hit in terms of range with a little bit of rain, but mostly the hilly terrain starting to creep in after Tennessee, Nashville. Last big drive day. I do have some client work to do on the Wednesday, but that's in New Jersey, so after that we really only have a couple of 100 miles back to Boston, and it's now 3.3 miles per kilowatt hour, whereas we were averaging closer to 3.5 on the Texas, Arkansas flatter routes. So a little bit of a difference, but not significant enough to really slow us down much. It's a little bit colder, but again, 50 plus degrees Fahrenheit, you can't complain at this time of year. And we'll do this last little stint. It'll take us up through the rest of Virginia, through Maryland, Hagerstown, a little bit of Pennsylvania, southwest Pennsylvania, skirting probably north of Philly, I think, and then into New Jersey, where I have some of my day job tasks to accomplish. So we'll do that. Then on the final leg back up to Boston, I will, if I have time, go up to Norwalk, Connecticut, and test out the new Volta fast charging that's gone in there. It's at least live in the app. I haven't seen any check-ins on PlugShare to say that they got it to work, but we can see it's on the route, so we may as well stop by and take a look. And that will be the end of the trip.
Take exit 156, then turn right onto State Route 640.
We have an Exxon garage. Do not block charging spaces on the kind of card reader. Looks a bit smeggy, like it's had some kind of dirt churned up on it somehow. But anywho, we'll plug into it. So definitely fond of this place. Really cool little old-timey country store where I was able to find some gifts for the family, and I'm also finding whenever I sit down to work, the car is very ready to go before I am. If I'm just getting snacks and toilet break, it's typically too slow. But when I sit down to actually do something, and if you can be productive, usually this is done before, like it's up to almost 200 miles now, and I've probably gone way longer than I should, so I'll shut it off. But yeah, if you find a nice stop and a good place with Wi-Fi and all the stuff you need, the time will fly by, but it just depends whether you can be productive. Now we'll bliss our way through the last bit of Virginia, and we'll be up into Maryland, Pennsylvania briefly, and over to the tri-state area for work. Last drive day.